We're full service. We're a band from Austin, Texas. We tour the country on stages big and small. As you can see, we love performing. But we also love beer. So we found a way to combine these two passions. This is the story of our nationwide tour of breweries. First we perform, then we taste test. The full service Hoppin' Along tour. Join us.
Our guest today on the Whale Pod and on the Hoppin' Along Tour Brewery video is Peanut of 311.
2 for 1.
Funk slap bass mixed with the dance hall and hip hop beats and funk guitar and.
Yeah, that's what I saw before. We're in Toluca. We're at the Hive studio, which is 311's legendary studio. We have a live studio audience here of some other great 311 friends. So Peanut, welcome to the podcast.
Yay, thanks for having me.
And the Hoppin' Along tour.
Yeah.
311 has 2 signature beers out in the market now. The Amber Ale, which has been out for a little while, and also the just released beautiful Disaster IPA. Where did the idea for a 311 beer start? Give us a little bit of backstory.
The Rock Brothers came to us. They said they wanted to work with us. They wanted to make the beer that we wanted to drink the most. And I was like, okay, well, that'll be this.
Yeah.
So, but then you know, I'm kind of I can be an extremist. And that's why I would lean towards that. But I understood that it would be a better idea to start with the Amber Ale with the tie-in with the song title and the lack of appreciation of a good Amber Ale in the American market. Fat Tire is the number one.
For sure.
And it's great. It's a fantastic beer. I just wanted this to be just a little bit stronger was my only thing, but other than that, I love this thing.
What's the ABV?
It's 5.7, but I think this one actually came up to like 5.9, right?
Do you have any like brewing experience on your own? Have you done much home brewing?
Not at all.
So you were mostly just telling the Rock Brothers guys kind of your vision for the first beer and the second beer, and but then they kind of came back to you to explain the process of the actual technical.
Yeah, they said that sounds like a great idea. That's when they enlightened me to the fact that it's just a recipe. It's just cooking. You know, it's chemistry beyond that, and the intricacies thereof are more out there than the simplicity of just cooking. But if you've got it figured out, that's really essentially what it is. And they were like, we can make up a batch whenever. Yeah. So that's why I think they've been able to do the Revolution IPA and the Hootie Nothing Fancy and their other beers. Is they just love all the different styles. I'm talking about Rock Brothers. Yeah. And they can pull it off because it's easier than it sounds. But yet I've never done it. Yeah. And I'd love to. I think it'd be great. Yeah. Back in the day, Capricorn sent around homebrew kits. It was like 93, 94 when Grassroots came out. They sent out homebrew kits to radio stations, and just as promotion back when labels did stuff. It was great. Good times.
Well, let's go through our little taste test here of the Amber Ale and see what we got. So.
Whoa, amber is the color of your energy.
So let's start with look.
Well, we always start with smell, Bone. We always start with smell.
Last time we ended with smell, and it was a weird way to go. It smells a little heavier, like there is some hop to the smell.
To me, it smells like apple juice. Are you getting apple juice? Are you getting apple juice?
Oh, we gave you apple juice.
Yeah.
I definitely get a lot of the malts in there, man. Like you can really smell the amber malt that's in there, a little bit more syrupy.
What do you smell?
I kind of smell cherries, honestly. I smell cherries, and I smell that grass thing too, like fresh cut grass. That's what I did in Nebraska. It does all those things because it's bright, it's heavy. I can smell that syrup. How can you smell syrup? But you're right.
All right, let's go on to strength. That's my department. I'm thinking, so I'm using a scale of heavy metal bands. Basically like Winger, pretty light metal. You know, Mastodon, pretty heavy metal.
From Winger to Mastodon?
Winger is your Colt.
Like you know, with the W to the M.
Yeah, there you go. So I'm thinking this is definitely to the right of Winger. I feel like it's even to the right of
Winger.
I don't know. I'm gonna go with Anthrax. This is kind of Anthrax.
Shout out to
They're-
Scott.
Yeah, they're kind of in the middle. I mean, like they get a rep for being more thrash, but I kind of, in my mind, put them in the middle. So I'm
Great.
going with Anthrax here. So moving on to feel with Hogue, aka Peanut.
Hi, I'm Hogue. I'll be taking care of the feel. Cut to my graphic. Put my head on his head. It's not overly carbonated. It's fresh because it's in a can. I almost more and more insist on cans because of the freshness. And I'm buying California beers in California, so I'm getting kind of weird about it. This feels great on my tongue. The syrup definitely is a part of it. It is heavy. It's not light, it's not a lager. God forbid. Overall, the feel is very nice, very pleasant.
Yep.
I'm feeling it.
Yeah, smooth. And moving on to look.
The look is, I would say, probably the perfect, sort of opaque, not very transparent, but I can see through it if I really get up in there. The perfect amber color, though, kind of a golden amber, a little bit of a burnt orange in there. We saw Bonesaw pour it poorly into his glass, but it actually left a really nice head on it, so it didn't pour super heavy or super carbonated.
So where can you get it if you are looking for an amber ale?
You have to order it online. Lucan's Liquors online will deliver to almost all the states.
We'll go to Rock Brothers.
So if you want to get some amber ale, what do? It's your beer.
I do this.
Yeah.
So you've not tried to just walk into a store, grab a 6-pack of 311 Amber, and walk the hell out the door without paying?
Oh my gosh, that'd be so great. They've sent us shipments here and there. The cans were super exciting. We had to order 100,000 of them. You have to fill up a semi-truck to order
Oh my gosh.
aluminum cans.
Whoa.
So I think we're still on the original run from this, but they're probably getting ready for more. We got to get ready for 311 Day. There's lots of brewing going on.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
It's a beautiful thing.
Are you guys gonna have both at 311 Day?
I don't know. I hope so. Yeah. Is the answer yes?
Beautiful Disaster Draft Amber Ale cans.
Oh my god.
So wow.
Oh my god. Fans.
So now we're gonna move on to the beautiful Disaster IPA.
Beautiful disaster.
This just came out for
November
I
3rd.
believe, November 3rd.
3.
Lots of tie-ins with 311, as there always are with your band,
Yeah,
which
we
I
can't
love.
help it. Making it happen was so fun. It was, you know, do you like this? Do you like that? It was the same thing with the Amber Ale, just having tasting sessions with the guys in the band and the guys in the brewery and the research department. It's hilarious how fun it is, and how you do get to tweak it as a recipe and make it specific.
Yeah.
You want to make it stand out. You don't want it to just blend in. Oh, here's another IPA. This would never blend in, by the way.
No.
But the same thing with the Amber Ale. We didn't want it to just be on paper. We wanted it to jump off of the paper.
Yeah.
I actually wanted the bottle to be see-through and have the label printed on the inside, somehow to have it read backwards and forwards. But it was an illusion we could not create. When we were first trying it out, the Rock Brothers came, they went to Vendome down the street and got as many strong ales as they could, and they could only find a few, really. They found some 8 and 9s, they found some doubles.
Yeah.
Doubles are everywhere.
Why 800? Why did you guys try to go a little bigger off the bat, or what was the plan?
That's a good question. I don't know. It was just to be safe, to, you know, probably just have them sell out immediately.
Yeah.
Just like a good show.
Yeah.
Make it, do the small play.
Yeah.
Instead of play the arena and play in front of 1,000 people.
Yeah.
You want to play in front of a 500-seat place and have people dying at the door, waiting to get in.
That's the way to go.
Yeah. Well, just make it exclusive. That's a beer thing. I mean, Pliny is the penultimate example. You can't get it anywhere, and when you can only buy 1 bottle at a time. There's a bunch of beers like that, I'm sure, but I think Russian River kind of cornered the market on making exclusive cool. So yeah, check out the Beautiful Disaster.
Yeah.
We made it with kumquats.
Wait, don't give it up.
It says it on the label.
All right, well, we're on to smell here with smell.
I was gonna guess kumquat, to be honest. No, it does smell very fruity. It is.
It is. It is.
Man,
People have described it as a fruit beer, and that kind of pisses me off. But that's how fruit forward it is, and people can say whatever they want.
What else you got, Smell?
No, it just smells. It smells really fresh.
So we were in Ybor City
Oh wow.
in November doing the release of this, and I went upstairs to taste with the fans, and it was so cool to share it with everybody and cheers. Just so cool to see people excited about it. It's just fun. Like I said it in a bunch of interviews, and I kind of say it in my head a bunch. Like it's stuff like this and the cruise and 311 Day are just the rewards for sticking together and not going crazy and really having fun and you know, like I said kind of earlier, like steering your ship in that direction. Like, what do you want to do? Like, do you want to be at a brewery every day? Like, we can do that.
Yeah.
We can do that, and we can talk about it, and we can make it mean something. We can enlighten people with our experience, and we can spread out and have these events, and we can share all of it together. And it's just great. Beer brings people together, music brings people together, and there's enough for everybody. It's so cool. We're in a golden age. Beautiful Disaster is a 11.3 triple IPA, and it means business. It's made with kumquats and what are the hops? It's Mosaic hops.
Mosaics?
Really? Yeah, we did it with the good people at Hidden Springs in Tampa.
So that's just a ridiculously great coincidence that Mosaic hops are one of the main hops you can use, and that happens to be your album name.
There are no coincidences about songs.
Yeah. It's only synchronicities.
So the strength is obviously high. On my heavy metal scale, I'm actually gonna go with a deep cut. I'm gonna go with Celtic Frost.
Oh wow.
Do you guys know of Celtic Frost?
Sure we do.
Okay, so
I don't know any of the bands that you use for your scale, to be honest.
I'm typing, black makeup, pretty intense, real thick, like just chunky, not so much like the speed metal type. I'm talking like the real kind of almost you're scared to listen.
How long did it take to get right at 11.3? Did it take a few batches, or were they pretty spot on?
I wonder. We should ask. It probably took a couple batches, I would imagine.
Yeah, of course.
Well, as a plug for full service, we're playing Rock Brothers Brewing on March 22nd on the second leg of our Hoppin' Along tour. So we will get that answer.
There you go.
All right, we're going to feel
Got a
here.
director.
It's just exceptional. It's luxurious. It's silky.
Well, yeah. Why is it creamier than maybe it's a stupid question, but why is the lighter stuff? Why is this creamier than this one? Like, what do y'all think that is?
Well, it's going to be part of our 4-part factor. As I pour it on my
Man,
head.
you almost just poured that on your head.
That would have
But
been
it looks
Your feel.
creamy.
Looks a little hazier.
You know, it's definitely hazy.
Yeah.
But like your tongue thing, like you're saying, it sticks to your tongue. Like once it passes, it's there. And like
Yeah, it's definitely laying on my tongue like a little hoppy blanket.
Yeah, it's very different than the amber ale, for sure. Hoppy blanket.
Great one.
That's your beer. The full service hoppy blanket. Yeah, it's 7.0 right in the middle. Feel is a hard thing for me to lock down.
Yeah.
I'd love to see some other of the descriptions made so I could rip them off. I would say for beer nerds, the fact that it's been sitting out for a little bit is a really good thing.
Yeah.
For all of the factors, maybe except for look, because it wouldn't really change. But feel-wise, I bet with it being a slightly bit warmer, adds to that creaminess, and I don't know, it's just pleasant. We're used to almost freezing beer in America. The coldest beer in town, Ybor City in Omaha, and 13,000 different liquor stores in the country. It's like, I don't want it to be cold. I don't want it to be the coldest. I want it to be cold. I went to England last year, and the beer was not super cold, but it was so tasty, and it wasn't strong at all. Like, someone's going to corner the market in 7.0 full service.
Hoppy blanket.
Yes.
HB.
There's a lot of breweries in Austin, man. Maybe we'll be able to make it happen.
Yeah.
What's your favorite? Pressure.
My favorite are the ones that have sponsored our events. So I like,
Professional
inclusive
response.
yeah,
Very good.
the ones that gave us free beer for our full service circus, which would be Austin Beer Works.
I think the audience has a question.
Question from the audience.
Taking
What kind of beer would Full Service make? What would be your first beer? What type of beer? What kind of beer?
Well, I think these guys, I speak for Hogue, IPAs is just, it's the way to go.
Yeah.
Some kind of IPA.
I think we would like to perfect the session IPA. It would be an interesting experiment, but we might just go straight IPA for the first one and then session IPA for the second one. It's a little bit lighter ABV. But I think our go-to is IPAs when we go to pick out a six-pack, so probably that.
I will say that for our last event, our last full service circus, which is our own festival we do in Austin every other year, we have a mascot who's a little puppet, this little monster, and he says, yay, yay, all the time. And somebody brewed a home brew, and we call it the Vitali's, the little puppet.
Vitali.
It was Vitali's IPA.
Nice.
And it was, he made a six-pack of home brew, and that was part of the silent auction. So technically that would be the first one.
So exclusive.
Vitali's IPA.
Hey, you thought 800 bottles was exclusive?
Yes. 1 to 6 pack. 1 to 6 pack. Let's move on to our last thing about the beautiful disaster here before we play our game. Yeah, a little game that we do at the end. So moving on to look.
Look. It's a little darker than your normal IPA,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Again, got like a little bit of a fruit juice. Maybe it'd start looking out of the light.
Yeah,
Fruit
put it in the
juice quality
sun, that's
to
when you
it.
can really see the creaminess.
Super
hazy.
golden
And the
sunlight.
haziness and the creaminess is really apparent.
That's the real solid unfiltered kumquat that's
Yeah.
making it hazy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And there was a clear version of it, and it was good, but we decided that the hazy was better, just a little bit more
it gave it probably more body
Yep.
too in the field department.
bite,
It looks
chewy.
unassuming almost.
Chewy. So what 311 album does this beer represent to you? 3, 2, 1. Sound System.
Sound system for sure.
Yes.
It's muscular. It's muscular. It was our. You thought Transistor was kind of strange. Well, this is the rock and roll album that we can write as well, and the beer is like that. It's coming for blood. We're chopping heads off. There'll be no survivors.
Yeah, there it is. The reason I said that is because I have a very clear memory of before we'd had full service, when you guys played in Philadelphia, before we moved to Texas and everything. You guys were playing Freeze Time before the album came out.
Where at?
It's in Camden, Waterfront. Thing.
Yeah, the big
Big thing.
amphitheater.
And you guys played Freeze Time, and from the very first riff, Hogue and I were like we were in the front, the pit, whatever, and just, well, that was the moment that I felt like solidified I was going to be, like, this band's going to be my favorite band for a long time.
Huh.
Cool. Because it was muscular, you're right, and that riff was so chunky, dude, and like palm muted. But not in like a speed metal way, but just like with the same palm muting approach. Right. That's what I really love. So, Beautiful Disaster, you can't get it anymore because it's sold out.
Unless you go to 311 Day.
Go to 311 Day, which you
Dangerously
also
out
can't
there.
get tickets for because it's sold
Yo,
out.
that's about too. You'll never taste this beer.
But there is a plan. It's coming out next November, correct? You're going to have another release of it, I think is the plan. You're going to have a second rollout, and then potentially adding a third 311 beer to the mix, is what I've heard from the research department.
I did talk to them about something. I don't know if they ran with my idea, but I was at a sushi restaurant a few months ago, and I called them up. I saw something on the menu I'd never seen before on a drink list, and it was called an herb beer, and I was like, fuck yeah. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, that sounds perfect. 311 herb, like, who's got the herb ale? Like, kind of, and then do a cannabis crossover and get, if you want to be liability, just suicide. But it's not that, we could do that in a safe way for sure.
I mean, at the same time, if you guys are the first ones to do that, that would be a really good, really great thing.
Well, and it was a Japanese. It tasted like where the amber ale is kind of grassy, and the Beautiful Disaster as well, and lots of hip beer people are appreciating that flavor in beer. This is more. It's herbs. It's stronger than that. It has a definite. I don't know. It's like wooden, where this is grassy. It takes it to the next level, and it was really good with food. I mean, with fish, it was incredible. So I don't know if that'll be the case, something along those lines. But that's what I was saying to them, just as far as doing something different, because they are doing 6 different ales or 6 different beers right now with all these different bands. Like, what's going to be different? And that's kind of my job in this position. And if it comes out to be that, it'll be great. And if it turns out to be something else, maybe or a double, it'd be fun to do too.
Yeah.
Because IPA is really where I go to if I'm going to go into a liquor store, or if I'm at a restaurant. That's almost always what I'm going to get.
Well, thanks a lot for joining in. It's been great to taste your beers and hang out with you guys.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah.
Cheers. Cheers. Cheers for the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, research department.
R&D. Thank you.
Let's get a quick photo up here.